Jungkook talks about his break from activities and what made him return. Suga talks about his deteriorating health. Jungkook discusses his diet. A Kpop star received backlash for using an iPhone despite attending a Samsung event. And Jin's confession to Suga. Jungkook talks about his break from activities and what made him return. In June 2022, BTS announced their temporary hiatus to allow members to embark on individual projects and fulfill their mandatory military obligations. At the time, Jungkook seemingly retracted from the public eye following his appearance at the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 in November, causing a stir among his fans about his inactivity. In February 2023, Jungkook addressed his fans' concerns during one of his viewers' live sessions. He revealed that he was content with his period of idleness, not actively working on an album, while his fellow band members were carrying on with their solo ventures as a continuation of the group's efforts. Jungkook preferred his more restful lifestyle, comparing his existence to that of a rock. Over a year later, Jungkook broke the silence, releasing his highly anticipated solo debut single, 7. On a recent episode of Suga's show, Suchwita, Jungkook was the featured guest. He candidly shared that his love for his period of inactivity was what led him to return to his musical endeavors. He confessed that his enjoyment of his time off was so great that if he hadn't stumbled upon 7, he might have continued his break. Suga, in his typical humor, replied that if Jungkook hadn't chosen the song, he would have. Fortunately, Jung was captivated by 7, marking an end to his break. As a result, his fans are now able to relish in his solo efforts. Suga talks about his deteriorating health during his tour. During the show, the duo took this opportunity to catch up and talk about their respective solo ventures. Suga, who was the first from BTS to go on a solo concert tour, had a chat with Jungkook about the latter's recent solo debut. They also touched upon the potential of Jungkook conducting his solo concert, reminding Jungkook of his previous interview statement where he expressed the desire to hone his skills to perform solo for 3 to 4 hours. Suga showed his willingness to guide Jungkook about conducting successful solo tours. During the conversation, Suga opened up about an incident from his D-Day tour. He disclosed that he fell ill with a cold during the tour, becoming so unwell that he feared he might not be able to perform. Suga described how, after his overseas concerts, he would return home and sleep off his exhaustion. While he was residing with his parents, they advised him to isolate in his room to avoid spreading his illness. Despite his deteriorating health, Suga's determination to deliver his performances for the awaiting army was unwavering. He decided to go ahead with his shows, even with a fever and a diminishing voice. He emphasized that the most challenging aspect of touring alone was the absence of a supporting member on stage during such times. Regardless of his health struggles, Suga persisted and delivered unforgettable performances. As a treat for his fans, Suga will be holding 3 encore shows from August 4th to 6th. Jungkook talks about his diet. Jungkook shared insights into his rigorous diet and fitness routine in preparation for the launch of his single, 7. Known for his well-toned physique, Jungkook's discussion of his dietary habits and exercise plan piqued the curiosity of fans and onlookers alike. Initiating the conversation, Suga inquired about Jungkook's current diet. Jungkook, in return, shared his adoption of intermittent fasting, a trending diet plan acclaimed for his health benefits. Specifically, Jungkook adhered to the 20-4 fasting schedule that involves fasting for 20 hours and eating within a 4-hour window. Despite the strictness, Jungkook conveyed that he didn't follow it fanatically. He elaborated that this regimen was a part of his preparations for an upcoming photo shoot in the United States and his solo debut with 7. This dedication to maintaining his physique reflects his commitment to delivering an optimal performance for his fans. The discussion later veered towards his workout practices, where Jungkook proudly acknowledged his strenuous exercise routine. This admission is hardly a surprise given glimpses of his well-sculptured abs during the Calvin Klein shoot. Suga playfully urged Jungkook to reveal his abs to the audience, hinting that it could boost the episode's views. Jungkook's dedication to intermittent fasting and intense workouts highlight the significance of discipline, balance, and self-care. Despite the arduous nature of his diet and exercise routine, Jungkook's tenacity and discipline serves as an inspiration. While admiring his fit physique, it's equally important to acknowledge the hard work and commitment required to achieve and sustain it. A Kpop star received backlash for using an iPhone despite attending a Samsung event. HYBE's Jang Won-young has been criticized for using an iPhone even though she recently attended a Samsung event. Samsung's Unpacked event took place on July 26th in South Korea, with Jang Won-young among the celebrity guests sitting in the front row. American actress Nyder Sweeney included Jang Won-young in a demonstration of Samsung's new phone during the event, using it to snap a selfie with a K-pop star. Later, Jang Won-young shared the selfie on her personal Instagram account. However, she added a black heart emoji to her post, a feature specific to the iPhone. This led to criticism from some observers and media outlets. Despite this, some people came to her defense, pointing out that she wasn't officially representing Samsung at the event. It's worth noting that Jang Won-young has appeared in Samsung promotional campaigns due to her role as a brand ambassador for SK Telecom. In her defense, a fan made the argument that Jang Won-young was under no obligation to exclusively use Samsung, as she didn't hold an exclusive contract with them. She was merely compensated to be present at the event. This fan drew parallels with the fashion industry, where celebrities are only obliged to wear specific brands at official functions unless bound by an exclusive contract. Moreover, the fan stated that it was unrealistic to expect celebrities to constantly use certain products. It was pointed out that Jang Won-young did use a Samsung phone during the event, but she was free to choose any brand in her personal life. According to the fan, her contract likely mandates her to be pictured using a Samsung phone on social media and at official events, which she has adhered to. The fan also suggested that Jang Won-young possibly uses other Samsung products showcased at the Unpacked event in her everyday life. Jin's confession to Suga. On the recent episode of Suga's talk show, he and Jungkook had a touching conversation about their mutual desire to return to performing concerts. They also shared that Jin, currently serving in the military, also misses being on stage. Reflecting on the electrifying atmosphere of live shows, Jungkook expressed his deep desire to experience it again. However, he acknowledged that the current circumstances make it impossible for them to hold concerts. The sentiment was shared by Suga, as they both reminisced about the thrill of live performances, something they miss. Suga, mirroring Jungkook's feelings, affirmed that it's not feasible to hold concerts at this time. Adding to the emotional conversation, Suga shared that Jin, despite being away for his military service, is also yearning to perform. Jin's longing was confirmed by Jungkook, indicating that his feeling is shared by all the members. The longing of Jin to return to performing, even during his military service, highlights the commitment and passion that have made BTS the worldwide sensation they are. Even though they are currently following individual paths, their shared love for performing and their fans keep them united. As the discussion concluded, Suga reminisced about their time on stage, expressing that performing has always been the most enjoyable aspect for them. The paths of the BTS members may differ for now, but their shared passion for the stage and their fans is apparent. Fans eagerly anticipating the day when BTS can perform live again are reminded of the deep connection the members share with them and the stage through such heartwarming exchanges.